This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
There it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. Y'all talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk to burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the coupe in here. Ring the alarm, inform the troops. Send them out into the world, go to war on the fluke. Eye to eye with the enemy you sworn to shoot. Now I'm coming at your neck, sick of hearing something wrong with me, wrong with you. When the cheap just way too smart to question. The enemy, the brothers of a dark complexion. The governments of the world is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Charlton Heston, man. Look, it gets low here. Low. Now I'm talking about. Yeah, that.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
.20 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. What a great time to start. 4:20 on a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Your boy Naughty and your company. The Friday, November 18th edition of Talking Heads is on and popping. And like I said, we're getting into the weekend, and we got lots to talk about today. We got an open line edition coming up. But, we got to take care of some of the things we got to take care of. First and foremost, I want to make sure your mind's in the right place. All right, when you chime in today, because like I said, we got a lot to talk about. When we hit the headlines, we got plenty. When we hit the buzz, we got plenty. Headlines, just making headlines in the 242, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads coming up out of the gate. That'll be followed up by the buzz, brought to you by John Shoes. But like I said, before we get into that, we got to get into this. I want to make sure your mind's in a good place. You leave the work stress at work, the school run stress where it belongs, in the car. We're going to have in the trunk. And then, we're going to have a good ride home. Keep your minds right. All right, I'm going to make it easy for you today. With the trivia, we're playing for Joker's Wild Party Passes. Great show over there at the Joker's Wild. Headliner Kenny Smith, feature comedian Stephen Henry, and yours truly. Funny show from start to finish. And don't forget, it is 2 for 1 on all locals, so take advantage of that. Doors open. Time is at 9, and we're located between the Carl and the Beach Tower over there at the beautiful Atlantis, all right? So I'll come get your laugh on Tuesday through Sunday at the Joker's, all right? Now, here's your trivia. We plan for Joker's Wild Party Passes and, of course, Dunkin' Donuts coupons. So you get to run on Dunkin' also. All right. Let me make it mid-range on a Friday, because some of y'all heading to happy hour. Don't forget happy hour at Naughty Johnny's 5 to 7 today. Check that out. All right. This is a good one right here. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. What insects have the shortest lifespan? Real quick. Google it. Holler at your boy. Let's get it in. Let's get the tickets given away. What insect has the shortest lifespan? Real easy. First person to text me. Text line's powered by BTC, 422-GR96, 422-4796. Text lines are open, like I said. Phone lines, 325-4316, 325-4259. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. All right. Into the headliners. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads, was blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. And like I said, brought to you by Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock right now, both locations, Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, and the flagship store. That's the flagship store and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. Both of those locations open for you Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Check them out online, finethreads.com. All right. still blazing up the pages of The Guardian and every other daily in the country, all over social media, all over the newscast. The three letters, FTX. And FTX US slams the government. Story by Travis. U.S. Arms says SBF working with the Bahamas to thwart Chapter 11. The plot thickens. Okay? That coupled with the new CEO of FTX outlines complete failure of corporate controls. Dear God. Listen, all my years, 25 years as a professional stand-up comedian and satirist, award-winning one, by the way, too, on both accounts. You can't write this ish no funnier. If you sat me in a room with all my favorites and motivational tools, I still cannot write this as funny as this is and ironic as this is. And every day, there's another layer to this stinking onion. The Securities Commission holding FTX assets in its own digital wallet. Story by Chester Robart. Then hold on. Now that makes me ask the question. If the Securities Commission has it, a fair question would be, who authorized the Securities Commission to make the maneuver? Somebody had to do it. They just didn't up and do it because they thought, hey, somebody authorized that. And again, connect the dots, follow the money. It's not that hard. And here's the reason. The Securities Commissions of the Bahamas said in a statement released late yesterday that it had assumed control of FTX Digital Markets, FDM assets, as of November 12th, and transferred all digital assets of the company to a digital wallet it controls for safekeeping, quote unquote. Safekeeping from who? Look, I don't know about the depths of that hack now. And I'll tell you why. Now listen, there was $1.2 billion in assets, $9 billion leveraged, and then overnight, half of the $1.2 billion was gone. I'm just saying, when the world says the Bahamas government hacked it, I don't think so. I tell you why. We can't get that right. We can't get all the street lights to work. We got a stray dog problem. Crime out the roof. We can't get those functioning things done, like everyday things that make society better. We can't digitize road traffic without it going kapunkalap. You really think we can hack that well? No, sir. We're not anonymous. No, sir. Can't do it. Now, do I believe we could have it authorized? Well, possibly. Because look how it is. Somebody had to get in there. Somebody had to move it. Somebody had to be motivated to do it. Connect the dots. Follow the money. And all the while this goes on, locally and internationally, we talked on it yesterday, we've had bankruptcy cases abroad 1,000,001 times. No problem. No backlash, no questions. Now, all of a sudden, this particular bankruptcy case has to be held here. Why? That would be the next question. And don't lightly, why? Now, things are sub judice. So for that sake, I will dip and dodge. But why is it the big hullabaloo like we said yesterday? Why is it there the insistence on having that trial here? So we look at that. And all the while, everywhere around the world, every news outlet, even into the Middle East now at Al Jazeera, has Bahamas in their mouth the next sentence, right after FTX. Our brand is taking a bashing. again. Another unscrupulous foreign entity allowed carte blanche entrance into the country without the proper due diligence, obviously. Because here we are. And another face of shame brought in on the hustle, on the fly, and we're stuck footing the bill. Full price. Brand damaged. No matter how you shake it, globally, this is not a good look. No matter how hard you posture, no matter how hard you spin, it's not a good look. The PM, for lack of a better word, has been vague about this the whole time. Where are we? Now, let's get to the phone lines and then we'll get to those clips, Mr. Producer. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty, JR here.
What's going on, JR? Everything good with you?
Everything good, man. Alacano, fly.
What's say?
Is it a fly? Two man Alacano.
Now, what's the other common name for that?
Two male Alacano.
Dumel alacana, also known as the mayfly.
Mayfly.
Mr. Producer, hold the line, get us information, ask my winner chicken dinner, all right? You hooked up, brother. Thanks for calling. Have a good weekend, all right?
Thank you, bro. The one and only Naughty.
Bless up, bro. Big respect. All right, let's check the text lines real quick. Text lines, I see you. I got my winners on the text lines, too. I'll come back and hook you up, all right? Naughty, we elected known gangsters because the PRP ran a rhetorical campaign that we cannot prove anything or cannot prove nothing that they said. If the F&M administration was in this compromise, you wouldn't hear the end from the PRP. They would be all over the globe trying to pull the country down. God don't sleep. The PRP bombarded Bahamians at the most vulnerable time, deflect from issues, and preached hatred. Well, you're fired up on a Friday, Texter. All right. Once FTX declared bankruptcy as the regulator in this jurisdiction, SCB has the obligation to freeze, protect, and safeguard the remaining assets. All right? All right, I see that you texted it in. I got you. All right. Now, listen, they have the obligation to freeze. That's right. But now, look at how it came out. Look how that information was disseminated. Everything's been after the fact. If we got ahead of this thing and were more proactive rather than reactive, there'd be a different light shed upon us right now globally. But we ducking and dodging and waiting to fire instead of, sticking and moving and jabbing and getting ahead of the situation. Naughty, we have many Bahamian hackers. They may not like the average Bahamian, but they're here. Don't forget, once you spend $250,000 in the Bahamas, you're considered a Bahamian and have just as much or more rights than the average Bahamian. Like I said yesterday, Naughty, a class action lawsuit against this country is coming, but you think I'm delusional. I never said you was delusional, and I never thought you, because I didn't even reply or retort. Now, if you could tell me that you know that I thought that, then you got psychic powers, and me and you need to go to a casino together and then go play the lottery. All right, Texter? Naughty, you said the right word, globally. Trolls are trying to spin this away. The Oban deal was not damned globally for the PLP trolls, for the record. Listen, both got global headlines, but nothing is like FTX. Madoff was what, 20 billion? Sammy, 50 and change. Double up. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, good afternoon.
What's going on?
Quality well.
Everything good?
Quick comment.
Go ahead.
I mean, everybody excited about this, right? For me, this is a simple legal matter that's going to be played out in the courts. Everybody's speculating what happened from what didn't happen. The good thing about it that the matters are before the court in two jurisdictions now, in the United States and Delaware, and in New York, and in the Bahamas. 3 jurisdictions.
Three,
right
yeah.
now, basically. 3, right? So bankruptcy ain't nothing new. If you check right now in Delaware, and see the number of companies that filed for bankruptcy yesterday, and the billions of dollars that people potentially have lost because of those bankruptcies in the United States and elsewhere. You know, it sounds sexy and everything, everybody jumping on the bandwagon like the sky is falling because of this. Bankruptcies and Bahamas have some similarities. FTX is headquarters here in the Bahamas. So it's the jurisdiction of our sovereign country. If any liquidation can take place, that we ask our court to do the liquidation. If the people in the United States who file in Delaware, if that Delaware court wants anything to be enforced in the Bahamas, they got to go through our courts to get the things enforced in the Bahamas.
And vice versa. And there's my
vice
question.
versa.
There comes we got coming to caller, the hokey pokey take.
Yeah, but see,
Do you know the
that ain't
legal
not-
wrangling that's laid out before that?
But that ain't find out how much companies stopped doing business in Bahamas since FTX filed for bankruptcy. How much companies pull out of the Bahamas?
No, but let me ask.
I know.
Let me ask
Yeah.
you this question though.
Uh-huh.
You don't think we've taken a damage to the brand globally?
But we can't
Again?
However, based on how communications are done right now, even if we do everything right, we got people saying we do something wrong. You can't stop people from speculating and putting out their opinions on Facebook, the newest media. We stood right in the Bahamas with our newest media. And all.
Right,
We put out
but have you seen the
speculation
magnitude of
stuff.
the media, the global media houses that have picked this up?
Yeah, that's all fine and good, but this ain't our first rodeo of getting bad press, you know.
But again,
As
why?
long as the Bahamas exist, at some point in time, we can get some bad press in the international community.
But
And we haven't sunk yet. We always trying to write off our country.
I know, but why can't we
Mhm.
strive for good press rather than the bad press and then just have
But
attitude?
who
We
says
always get
don't-
bad
who-
press.
Who,
We keep
who
it
says we
moving.
don't strive for good press?
Good press out to the magnitude of this. Everything good the prime minister did
But
as being a
negativity
good.
to sell, you know.
Yeah,
Negativity to
I
sell,
give you that,
You're
but
the media person, right?
I know,
Neg-
but I'll be honest with you. Everything that the prime minister has done in what he's put into climate change, coastal erosion, carbon credits that make us look good. You know what I mean? Here comes the
see,
detractor.
But that's beyond our control. You can't stop people from writing what they want to write. Don't care or saying what they want to say.
But what is in
Okay.
our control is to elect the right officials to
And
do
like
that
you
due
said,
diligence to make
you
sure
point out something.
that we curb this same old, but the foreign investors that keep coming in and getting away with murder.
Well, see, you can't say they get away with murder yet because the matters are still before the court.
Now,
So we
that was a broad statement, caller,
Right, so we-
considering
we
we've seen
said-
a lot under the sun. And in
Yeah,
some
we-
cases, foreigners
and as
have
far
gotten
as-
away with murder.
And my last point, the person who texts in that he see a class action should happening, right? The
Uh-huh.
government of Bahamas gets to every day. It doesn't mean that you will win or you will lose, you know. You have the right to position any court if you feel aggrieved. Doesn't mean the court will rule in your favor. So
But you
lawsuit is part of life.
Yeah, you
Especially
can
for
sue.
government.
You can sue all day if you want.
You see? So people with these, the government of Bahamas is going to get sued. So what? That doesn't mean that the court is going to rule in the person's favor
That,
who sued.
I get that point, but at the
and you
same
can't
time, the
stop-
publicity that comes out, as you and I just both talked about, the negativity that comes from is
But
going to
you can't
sell
stop
and be
negativity.
more damaging to the
Negativity.
brand.
But see, negativity is part of life. You can't stop that. Don't care how much public relations you try. You can't stop it, especially in this age of social media. You cannot stop it. And there's a lot of misinformation.
But maybe
that
if we
is spread,
avoided
even,
some of these continued,
even legitimate
headaches.
media to spread misinformation. But the matters are before the court, and the courts, and whatever information, whoever
So-
is required to go before the court, who won't go before the court to put information on the courts will sort it
Well,
out.
it's
You can't
going
stop
to
the
play out
negativity.
3 times now, so we'll see all the sort of details. At some point, every dot will be connected, and we'll know
From I
exactly
know
what is
myself,
what.
the Bahamas being involved in some major
Yeah, but that don't make it
international
right. That don't make it
activity.
acceptable.
I'm not saying it right, you know, but I'm just saying that's part of life. You can't duck it. You
Right.
could try all you want. Even your own personal life, you can't duck negativity. Because somebody got something bad to say but you. It don't have to be true.
Real talk.
Correct?
Oh boy, trust me, you preaching to the choir.
Right. So you know how it go. So the bad press, I want to find out how many companies who in the Bahamas decide, because of what happened to FTX, we pulling out. How much people decided they was coming to the Bahamas to visit, ask the major hotels and other hotels, How many people cancel their reservation coming to the Bahamas because of what happened to FTX?
Well, no, I
How
don't.
many people
I
pull money out?
don't think that's a fair statement right there. I get you with the businesses. That's a good point.
Yeah, with the
The
businesses
hotel,
too.
come on, that's a blanket, bro. You trying to run up the score, but that one, no. I can't give you a
No,
point
but
for that.
see, you
I
gotta
give you a
go for
point
the
for the
home
other
run.
stuff. Yeah, I give you a point. I swing for the fences myself too, but I don't hit it
Exactly.
all the time.
So-
that
so-
that
so-
last one with the hotel, I got caught on the warning track right there on the top of the wall, right to the tip, and snatch back in.
But the reality is, the bottom line is that the matters are before the court.
Right.
Everybody's speculating what happened, what happened.
Let it
We
play
don't
out.
know. Let it play out in the court. All is of our opinions. The only opinions can matter is what the court say at the end of the day. And even when the court rules, somebody can say the court was unfair. The person who loses can say, I don't agree with the court, and that's their right to do it.
And they can sue all over again on appeal. All right, Koala, don't be a stranger. Check me again next week. Have a good weekend. All right, man, on the flip side of the break, I get to the text, get back to the phone lines, and we'll finish wrapping up the buzz brought to you by John Shoes as the Friday, November 18th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Burger King wants you to ride into the holidays in style with a brand new 2022 BYD Han all-electric sedan from Easy Car Sales. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just upgrade your favorite combo for one ticket, or double your chances with a King combo, or triple your chance to win with the purchase of a BK family deal. It's electric at Burger King this holiday, where you get the chance to win a 2022 BYD Han EV sedan when you upgrade your combo at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Talking Heads, the Friday, November 18th edition continues right now. Mr. Producer, you ready with you got those clips lined up for me? All right, let's check the phone lines real quick. And then as soon as we hit the phone lines, I'll get back in and get into the next portion. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty.
What's going on, Jeff?
Right here, my brother. How's everything?
All good, man. How goes it with you?
Man, everything is good. Naughty, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to make my commentary very brief. And I'm going to put it like this. You know, understandably, no matter what you do, you will have the naysayers, and you'll have the persons who speak positive on this thing. You know, this FTX matter, it takes another financial sector, whether you want to believe it or not.
And globally, for that matter.
And it's going global. The sad part about this is, you know, as the previous caller simply stated, this isn't our first rodeo. We've seen similar actions, and you know, right now as it stands, I'm going to be quite frank but very careful. You know, a lot of people don't trust this jurisdiction at all when it comes down to our court system. It doesn't trust this jurisdiction when it comes down to our financial centers, and in some cases. And we have to be very careful. This is the reputation of this country that people around the world is looking at. Some people look at us as a joke because, like the fellow in the States, what he said this in terms of this matter, this is the worst case he's ever seen in his whole 40 years he's been practicing. So who's doing due diligence on this side?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, when you look at it, and this is a good point from the text, and Naughty, FTX was denied to do business in Barbados before they came here, and they were welcomed with open arms by this current administration. Where's exactly the lack of due diligence? There was red flags.
And, you know, and I'm going to close on this, but like I said, I'm going to be very careful with my commentary, because I know some people, they're very antsy. Some people are very petty. But the truth will always be the truth, regardless of who brings the message across. You know, when you look at the same type of formulas being used and the same persons involved and the same person, I'm telling you, this is not a good look on this country. We as a people, and I'll close on this point, we as a people, we have to be very concerned when we see matters like this happen, both from the judiciary standpoint and also the financial standpoint. Our country is right now in the crosshairs of many persons. We have to be very careful. That's all I can say. I'm not saying that the other countries don't have their share of corruption. We can't be concerned too much about them.
I worry about home first.
We are a small country with a small economy. We're trying to find ways to grow this, to find new innovative ways to bring more monies to this country. But we have to do due diligence, and we have to be very careful about who we allow to come in this country to do business and who they're doing business with. Thanks for taking my call.
I agree with you, Jeff. Have a good weekend, man. Be safe. All right, let me check the phone on the text line real quick. Naughty Bahamians, just know you can't do nothing with America. They own us. Without them, we don't have food, water, money, etc. So this will end up in American courts because we will have to fold. This is what happens when you do invest in your own, and when you do invest in your own and push tribalism. We are facilitation. And Naughty, tell your caller to call, then stop capping for the PLP. Plus, we are already in court with Bahama for the swing job put on Sarkis. All right, let me check this one. Naughty, I get what the caller is saying. Bankruptcies do happen every day, but this bankruptcy is extraordinary. Like the difference between a high school basketball player and Michael Jordan. They both play basketball, but everybody can distinguish the ginormous gap between them. There is absolutely no speculation about the absence of corporate governance or absence of regulatory control that led to this collapse. Sam said so himself. Zero speculation. Sorry, the government tried to be coy by being quiet, and now it's backfiring. They should have taken this lead in assessing the situation objectively. Naughty, Barbados told FTX no thanks. Why don't we consult with Mia Motley? She seems real smart. The Securities Commission Board should be replaced with persons who will enforce the regulations and do the necessary and detailed checks regardless of investor affiliation. Naughty, your last caller was beyond delusional. If your brand is tourism and offshore banking, how can this FTX nonsense not put a major blemish on the brand? And another question, Naughty, since when does government own cryptocurrency wallets, digital wallets? I'm thinking the same thing. All right, well, here's the deal. This FTX is taken off. We see the position of the present administration. Very vague. Some lacking responses in the House. Just very vague, very hush-hush. And then the whole tread cautiously. What? Who? I need to know the information. Tread where? Tall and carry a big stick and make plenty of noise and turn every stone over and find out what's going on. How about that? Because this is a major embarrassment. So, I heard what the current administration didn't have to say or lacked saying. So I decided to go in here with the leader of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition, Mr. Michael Pinto, had to say today. I found it very interesting. When I got to that location at the office of the Prime Minister, I noticed police barricades. I noticed police presence. And not just with the batons and in the khakis. No, man, Inspects was there. And good afternoon to all the inspectors who I saw today. Hope you all have a great weekend. We also had some presence there with firearms. So there was presence. There was barricades. Now, I'm amazed that various unions have gone to the OPM. No police presence. The jet ski operators have gone down to the OPM. No presence by the police. Farmers have gone down there. No police presence. Today, leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard, and 25 members of the F&M go down there, and it's barricaded. What? Why? What you trying to suppress, little old Mike? But y'all got some concerns about Mike? But he got a little bit of traction going on? You got people listening to him? But he's been boxing you up in the house the last couple of weeks. That might resonate and make an impression on some. But today, why the presence of the police? Why not allow the party to make that presentation and ask, for the questions on FTX to be answered by the government? So, in talking, the purpose was to talk to him for the show. The first question that obviously came up was, why the police presence? And here was his response to that concern.
Usual for us. We've been here multiple times. We've seen public protests on a regular basis here, as well as, in this case, press conferences. So it was unusual. For the officers, we know that they were doing their job. We appreciate them. We just thought it was inappropriate for what the government directed the police to do.
I mean, why? There was no threat of violence. There was nothing untoward. Why the stifling of the opposition party? But then again, obviously, the major concern, FTX, and I did have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Pintard on the FTX situation and concerning the damage to our brand globally. And here's his take on that.
But first, before we get to the brand, many Bahamians have lost their jobs. A number of Bahamians have been relying on the spin-off opportunities. Whenever a big company comes to the country, there are construction opportunities and subsidiary services that supply items or services to these larger companies. FTX has a huge footprint, and therefore there was significant optimism, not just in the business community, but also among non-governmental organizations. But obviously that's evaporated. The second thing is that we are concerned about the reputational risk to the Bahamas. And we want the government to pay close attention to the reputational damage. The government did not cause this. FTX practices caused this. But the government has a duty of care to make sure that we have the most robust regulatory environment, that they also speak to concern why this happened. People perceive that we regulate all of FTX, and therefore there are things we need to do legislatively, policy-wise, etc., in order to make sure while we grow a sector like digital assets, we keep bad actors out. And so the Prime Minister has to regularly, he and his colleagues, speak in a measured way about the things we are doing every day that we've been doing for decades to make sure that we protect this jurisdiction. And unfortunately, they've been slow in breaking their silence in the beginning. And even when they speak, they want to silence even people who are asking legitimate questions about their approach. The final thing I would say is government officials, all of us, have to be careful the ways in which we interact with companies, because at the end of the day, it leaves us open for people to speculate that we are giving them a pass in terms of how they operate within our jurisdiction. We don't know if that has been the case with this administration. However, they should be anxious to clarify they have done nothing untoward in terms of relaxing their requirements on this company, despite how close they are to this company, and they're close.
And finally, I had to ask him about BPL. From last year, he raised the concern. Earlier this year, raised the concern again. A couple of weeks ago, raised the concern again about the BPL hedge, about the information being contained by the Mr. Works, Mr. Alford says, and if just a little bit of proaction rather than reaction on behalf of the Minister of Works, we would not, you and I, not be toting this up to almost $100 million extra burden. All right, so here's Mr. Pinto's take on the whole BPL hedge situation as well. Of course, in the House of Assembly, he proved Mr. Sears to be quite misleading in that regard. And then it led to the whole, soap opera finger pointing kind of thing. The Minister of Works said, well, I gave it to the Minister of Finance. And the Minister of Finance was like, ooh, I didn't know nothing about that. And the Minister of Works was like, no, I didn't see what happened. I had given you this and I had given you. So where really are we? Let's hear Mr. Pinto's take.
A team, in the parliamentary team, the chairman and the team in the party, we have cautioned the government about canceling initiatives that have paid dividends for the Bahamian people, simply because it is an idea or a program designed by the past administration. And unfortunately, they did not take good advice by the former board, by former employees at BPL, who said, listen, the hedge program saved us for the period of time we were able to collect data, at least 25 million, and if you continue the program, you could save up to 50 million. The government went in a different direction. They got the recommendation in black and white, verbally. They then decided they would not go in that direction. But more egregious, they concealed the fact that they got the recommendations, that they were advised, and on their feet in the House of Assembly, the Minister of Works denied over and over.
Proved to be very misleading.
And the Prime Minister said he didn't know. The Minister of Works has now said the Prime Minister was fully aware that the Minister of Finance got the recommendations but disagreed. And so at the end of the day, Minister Sayers has to resign. It is the most appropriate thing, or he should be fired by the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister has to clarify whether or not the Minister was telling an untruth on him. Because he clearly said the Minister of Finance was aware. And so what is the downside of this? The Bahamian people are paying. They're paying because of higher electricity costs. And they're paying because the government is taking scarce resources that we need elsewhere and having to BPL because they had an opportunity to take advantage of an opportunity we missed when we were in with the rate reduction bond. So the public is paying twice. Higher bills and subsidizing BPL in the most unusual way.
And that was basically what transpired down there in front of the office of the Prime Minister. Pretty much cut and dry. They went down. There were 26 invited members of the F&M. The press was invited, and everything else was closed off to the public. So much to do about nothing as far as, numbers and how many people were there. Listen, we got to get outside of that. It's 2022. Crowd size does not weigh traction. Traction is when you get police presence and barricades shutting you down, preventing you from just trying to go pay a visit to the office of the Prime Minister. That's traction. Why? Because if Pinto's not making progress or gaining momentum or gaining traction in his own right, why take those steps? Think about it. Marinate on that one for a minute. Okay, let me check the text lines real quick and see what Texas got to say. Naughty, that was a good interview. Pinto's views and approach are the right way. They are in the best interest of the country. And I agree, we must protect our brand. So, that's just some of the feedback that's coming in. Let me check the other text lines. Again, here's another one. Naughty, I don't know if this was brought up before, but Barbados was a no-go, so why were we a yes? I guess they didn't talk to Mia Motley. They should have given her a call. Naughty, in my opinion, I just listened to the playback that you had on your show. I must say that Mr. Pintard can hold his own when it comes to debate and public speaking. Here's another one. Naughty, we in from the U.S., Georgia, and yes, FTX is the hot topic. All we've been hearing all day. Y'all from the Bahamas? What's going on with FTX? You in Atlanta, you should send me some Roscoe's chicken and waffles. That's what you need to do. You're going to tax the show from up there. You need to send me some chicken from up there. How about that? All right. Good stuff, folks. We've blazed through the first hour, man. And great contributions, great texts, great chiming in. And here we have it. As we go into the weekend, how much further will the brand that we love so much, the Bahamas, be damaged by the FTX fallout? And, you know, where is it going to end up? In which jurisdiction? Maybe in all, maybe in one. We'll see. But I'll tell you, just follow the dots, follow the money, because it's all going to come out. All will be revealed. At some point, one of these jurisdictions are going to reveal what we all want to know. How did it all go down? And we shall be able to connect the dots. All right, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to take a quick break. And we'll talk sports in the 5 o'clock hour. Earl the Pearl will be in the building. But as I say, as we go into the weekend, I hope that this kind of calms for a moment so we can take a little bit less bashing of the brand. You know? And we got to stop buying into the pie in the sky, big money talks. Because remember, you know what I'm saying? Money talks and BS walks, well. We got plenty BS talks, but no money walking. And here we are, FTX bankrupt. And the shame and degradation brought to our shores one more time. And when we get through this, next week, guess who's still rearing his ugly head? The prince of lost causes, Mr. Billy McFarland, still trying to pull off something in this country after all what he did with the Fire Festival. Hell to the no. We'll talk about that next week. But right now, we'll get to the news. Flip side of the news, sports coming up right here on the Friday edition of Talking Heads, which continues right after this. Oh, and you want to know something else? Here's a little joke for y'all. Y'all want to talk about this ain't hitting globally? Y'all don't know this, but I had an international film crew just film my whole entire show. Y'all talking about this ain't hitting globally. Talk that. Holler at your boy. See ya in the big screen.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
There it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. Y'all talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk to burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the cool alarm and form the troops. Send them out into the world, go to war on the flu. Eye to eye with the enemy you sworn to shoot. Now I'm coming at your neck, sick of hearing something wrong with me, wrong with you. When the cheap just way too smart to question. The enemy, the brothers of a dark complexion. The governments of the world is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Sharpton Heston, man. Look, it gets low here. Low, now I'm talking about. Get it.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
The Friday, November 18th edition of Talking Heads continues right now. And we're up into the 5 o'clock hour. 5:10 p.m. is the time on this Friday edition. And we're talking sports now like we do each and every day when we kick it off. And we go to sports. We kick it off with Today in Sports History. All Johnnies. And listen, before I get into it, man, Naughty Johnny's doing big things. Let me let you know. You know, they always hook it up Thanksgiving. This year, no different. You got the turkey and ham with the gravy, lima beans and rice. That's what I'm talking about. corn pudding, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and you got the pumpkin spice square for dessert. And it's all good, all right? And it's going down November, all right? Friday, November 18th. All right? You want to check that out? That is like all day today. Go grab that, all right? No, now listen, sorry, I misread that. It's going down Thanksgiving, but it's large orders of 20 persons or more, which they can accommodate, must be ordered by today, which is Friday, November 18th. So give them a call, 377-7776, 377-7776, all right? So they got this going on Thanksgiving for you at Naughty Johnny's, all right? But if you want to put in that large order of 20 persons or more for the turkey and ham, the gravy, the lima beans and rice, candied yams, corn pudding, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and the pumpkin spice square for dessert, call Naughty Johnny's now. You want to get for the office, you want to get for church, you want to get for a group, however. Large orders, get them in by today, and I get it hooked up for you, all right? 377-7. I'm telling you, Thanksgiving, all good. I was doing 2 or 3 plates of them. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he's beat them. Bad on Thanksgiving. They know that. My crew at Naughty Johnny's, big up to you each and every time. Always a pleasure when I'm there, and always scrum delicious cuisine. All right. And I know we got to hook up Pearly for Thanksgiving. We got to get Pearly 2 of them plates, man, because Pearly is my boy. Pearly eat one from Naughty Johnny's, and he can put the other one in the air fryer and warm it up. But let me know when Pearly checks in, okay? So here we go. On this day, November 18th, 1943, the Philadelphia Phillies president, William Cox, was banned from baseball for betting on his team. 1949, Jackie Robinson of the Brooklyn Dodgers was named the National League Most Valuable Player. 1951, Chuck Connors of the Los Angeles Angels became the first player to oppose the Major League Draft. Connors later became the star of the television show The Rifleman. You remember that? I used to be on ZNS rerun when I was small. The Rifleman with Chuck Connors. He used to open with he rifle sawed off and psh, psh. Yeah, you remember that? Used to love up some westerns when I was a kid. Broke more chair and sofa playing cowboys and Indians. 1966, Sandy Koufax of the Los Angeles Dodgers announced his retirement from Major League Baseball. 1985, Joe Theismann of the Redskins, Washington Redskins, broke his leg after being hit by Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants. The injury ended Theismann's 12-year NFL career. Leg was broke completely in half. 1996, Chris Boniol of the Dallas Cowboys tied an NFL record when he kicked 7 field goals against the Green Bay Packers. 1997, the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays participated in their initial expansion draft. And your sports quote of the day: one thought-driven hope is better than 3 left on base. James Leiter, Major League pitching. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Pearly's in the building. What's going on, Pearly?
Oh, I saw that when LT hit him. I saw that.
I saw it too.
Ooh,
and I ain't gonna lie. That's what I'll be talking about the next day at school. And boy, look here. The bone was popping out. It was horrible. That was the first gruesome leg injury in a while. And then you had Tim Krumrie in the Super Bowl. Later on when Cincinnati played San Francisco. Remember that one?
That was like the first or second play of the game or something like that.
Nasty. And then you had a couple over time. Even Dak a couple of years ago with his ankle was kind of freaky.
Yeah. Oh, Paul George.
Oh, stop. Ow. Check and re-raise Paul George with Sean Livingston. Ouch.
Oh, my goodness. I know what you mean. Listen to me, but that sounds very...
Wait, my left knee creaking. Stop. My left knee killing me, but stop. Because you know I got the old war injury. Stop. Don't do no more. Gail says, my final contribution.
All right.
But my leg hurting, though. I ain't gonna lie. Dear God, my leg hurting. When you said Paul George, that did it. And then your boy, too. Can't lie. From Boston when he did it. From Boston when he went to Boston the first year, man. Plays for Charlotte now. Gordon Hayward. You forget Gordon Hayward. That was nasty.
let's bring it home.
Bring it home, Pearly. Bring it home, Pearly.
When Michael Thompson came home and broke his leg here.
Yeah, but it wasn't as kapunkel up as everything as them dudes.
I know, but I just wanted to close the whole conversation because it's really starting to cause all kind of my knee.
Your neck, your back, and anyway, never mind. All right.
You
So-
know, in the English, they said, see you must be saying somebody go see them on radio. Let's do it.
All right, Pearly, let's check the local sports scene. All brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. Don't forget you can drive in to the new year in a brand new car, courtesy of Burger King Nassau. All right? And
okay,
you definitely, let me put up the information, man, because I got to do BK justice. You know, they all right with me. But like I say, they got that great promotion. You can actually drive into the new year, brand new car. All you got to do is upgrade your order. Upgrade it, you know? Fill out the form. Dump it in the box, and the drawing will be on December 28th. And you could ride into the holidays, like I said, with Burger King and Easy Car Sales in a brand new BYD 2022 Han EV. That's an electric car. Sexy looking vehicle, too. Just upgrade your favorite Burger King combo at your favorite Burger King Nassau location. Fill out the entry form, answer the extra question, fill everything out, put it in the box, and on December 28th, they'll be doing a big drawing, but you got between now and December 27th to upgrade it, mega size it, super size it, boom it, get as big as you can. All right? And you get your tickets to ride. Definitely a good look.
Okay.
All right?
I got you. Yes, sir.
Man, that WAP, listen here, that WAP on this. This WAP look good, baby.
No, they don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
I ain't gonna lie,
Don't get
Billy,
people hungry.
The WAP look good, though. Real good.
See, because I'm not air frying today. I could just jump in this vehicle and go straight there right now. But
Right
I'm
on
not gonna
Saunders
show
Beach,
first. Can we do that?
Right on Saunders Beach. All right, yeah.
Right on Saunders Beach. Right on Saunders Beach.
The
Yeah, my
Whopper.
dining rewards at that too.
The Whopper. All right, so yeah, let's check out the local sports scene. Guys, you're going into the weekend. Of course, you know we got the Optimus North American Challenge or the Cup going on last week.
Yes.
And we got Theodore Sweden. He'll be coming on Monday. Big old Teddy.
Monday, okay.
Talking Caribbean
Yes.
Baseball Championships on the horizon. All right. Tournament will
legend
qualify
himself.
2 teams for next year's CAC game. So we'll have a good conversation with Theodore on that. Table tennis.
That's the top two teams. That's the two top teams. Now, let's happen to say if Cuba happens to win it, then second and third also go.
Correct.
I think that's what I understand. Okay, let's make sure we know.
Right. You got
So,
the
you know.
you got that angle of it as well. And the stadium should be ready for it. And moving over, we got table tennis. Yep, table tennis tournament set for Saturday. All right.
Wow, where? I'm going to be there. Where?
Are you serious? You back to your table tennis antics? The Bahamas Table Tennis Federation.
I had a table. I had a ping pong table when I was in my teens.
All right, check this out. The look at these kids in these pictures, Earl. They'll smoke your old behind. But anyway, the Bahamas Table Tennis
Probably
Federation
so.
and the
Probably
Embassy
so.
of the People's Republic of China, in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, will stage a table tennis tournament at the AF Adderley Gymnasium this Saturday. All right? We have interest, one of which is to promoting and developing the sport of table tennis. Sudan
Yeah,
Kalfani.
the Chinese are the foremost powerhouse of table tennis.
Yep.
Them in Taiwan, eh?
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, listen.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you a lie, Pearly. When I was in college, me and my boy Marcus, Pepe Restrepi, we'd get home after the club, after Denny's or after La Carreta or after Burger King late or somewhere late, you know? And as you unwind from
Not
the...
like no White Castle. No White Castle.
Every once in a while. But then you're unwinding and you're trying to catch yourself and sober up, for lack of a better word. You turn on TV, you know, you'd sober you up after a while watching ping pong. But we used to watch ping pong for hours. Them dudes used to be like, pop, 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 pop. Like ping pong ball going like 200 miles an hour and thing.
Ping. Sober up. Okay, go ahead. No problem.
I'll sober you up quick, babe. Catch yourself fast there.
I would think so.
You watch it long enough, you'd get nauseous. Head going back and forth like a dog
I
chasing
always
a
forget
tire.
we was on radio this time.
You always do. But
Almost forgot we were on radio.
Mingo's doing
I
big
know
things
that,
over there
almost.
at the University of Bahamas. They get
Okay, cool. That's great.
the Mingos get close to first win, but come up short. This in volleyball, and Mingos basketball works out ahead of the weekend tour. University of Bahamas is off to Davie, Florida, to take on several teams over there in South Florida. So we'll have a full report on Monday when they get back. And
I could say we watched the growth of the athletic department and athletics at UB.
Correct.
Because you see, back you see them, you're seeing the improvement. So the team, they're doing very well. Very well, and I'm proud of them. Very proud of them.
The team looks very athletic, so hopefully they'll get that first win real soon.
Yeah.
All right, so Pearly, that's pretty much a wrap. So I'm gonna go. We got to go check out some sailing on the weekend too.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, let's do that too. Yeah.
Pack the cooler and let's go
You got
check
the
out
cooler.
some sailing.
You bring cooler this time, please.
We'll
You bring
watch.
the cooler this
We'll
time,
watch
please.
The Optimist. Yeah. So it's 5:22.
Okay.
Let's slide out of the home court. Let's take the first break, Pearly. On the flip side, we'll get into who's
Right
in
in.
and who's out. All brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. Of course, we got to talk NBA real quick, and then we'll get. And I got a little surprise for you to tip off who's in and who's out.
Okay.
On the flip side of the break.
And I see some interesting things happening with the upcoming World Baseball Classic. Some first time things happening. So we could drop a line on that a little later too.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think that's
we'll
kinda
talk.
wonderful.
We'll talk that, and then we'll talk NBA, and we'll do our picks. All right, that's all coming up on the flip side of the break. All right, as the Friday edition, November 18th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Dunkin' lets the good vibes flow with their new Blood Orange Refresher, bursting with flavor. Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers balance bold, sweet blood orange with tart cranberry and a hint of fall spices for a fun twist on a much-loved flavor. Served over ice with either green tea or coconut milk, Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers are vitamins to keep you feeling renewed and refreshed. What are you waiting for? The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You're always covering me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Get a jump start on gifts at KFC this holiday season. This November, when you enjoy the craveable flavor of a KFC Meal Deal Mega or a Big Deal Mega, you can enter for a chance to win. KFC is giving away one MetaQuest 2 VR headset every week that can be yours by simply mega-sizing and enjoy your finger-licking good KFC chicken meal and enter the metaverse, courtesy of KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Talking Heads, the Friday, November 18th edition continues right now. Pearly, you still there, my brother? Still got Pearly? Pearly.
I'm right here. Where I got to go?
I'll tell you where you got to go, all right?
30?
Listen here. Make sure you get some tennis.
I know.
Make sure you get some tennis, all right? Because next Thursday, we're doing the show live from the Atlantis 4 to 6, all part of Battle for Atlantis. Big, huge tailgate party. Getting you ready for tip-off and all that good stuff. And Thanksgiving, it's going to be Thanksgiving. So we're going to have Thanksgiving from Naughty Johnny's, and then we're going to have Thanksgiving from over there. And then we can just go into Jokers after that, because I ain't coming over the bridge, because I'm going to watch a game or two after that, you know? And,
okay.
I do Jokers. So, yeah, you got a busy Thursday next week. So we full-size operation next Thursday.
Sounds like a plan.
All right? So you can put the air fryer up on Thursday next week. You good?
Of course.
You could retire that bad boy for Thursday. Get them the night off. Let them know they could be dealing with. They can let them know. Let them know. Leftovers will be coming your way soon.
Yeah, you know. Look at the NFL injuries. I mean, NFL who practice and did not practice veterans rest. Yeah, that's what it's gonna do.
Oh, there you go. All right. So what you got for me, world baseball wise? You said you had a little interesting tidbit.
Well, for the first time, which is I think is kind of cool. For the first time, Cuba are gonna have Major League Baseball players on their team.
What? Boy, you know, listen here. Y'all better get an abacus, and y'all better get one flicking football scoreboard for that.
I heard. I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was the kid from. Was it the kid from Chicago?
They have a lot of talent in the major leagues, man. They could field
Mercado and Luis Robert. They're the two Cuban players.
Huh?
I think they both from the Chicago White Sox. Johan Moncada and Luis Robert.
Listen.
Who in Spanish, man?
But listen, man, you could have had. Listen, you want to talk a Cuban team, right? Let me tell you a Cuban team if they wanted to really field it, all right? And I can give you the name and names because my boy is on the team, all right? But 22 Cubans are projected to start the 2022-2023 Major League Baseball season. Okay, well, that might be a little different, all right? But this is from March of this year. But don't forget, you got Jose Abreu from the White Sox, first baseman.
Yeah.
Yordan Alvarez, DH of the Houston Astros. My guy from Tampa Bay, Randy Arozarena. He got a name out of this world, boy. Randy and his young Ronald Bolaños of the Kansas City Royals. He's a right-handed pitcher. You got Aroldis Chapman, formerly of the New York Yankees. Nestor Cortez Jr., right-hand pitcher from the Yankees. Aldemis Diaz, infielder of the Houston Astros. Excuse me. Yandy Diaz, infielder Tampa Bay Rays. Adolis Garcia, Texas Ranger outfield. Yasmani Grandal, catcher from the Chicago White Sox. Lourdes Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays outfielder. Then you have Yuli Gurriel, his brother, over there in Houston, who plays first base. Vladimir Gutierrez from the Cincinnati Reds, starting pitcher. Guillermo Heredia, outfielder of the Atlanta Braves. Yadiel Hernandez, outfielder of the Washington Nationals. Andy Ibanez, infielder of the Texas Rangers. Jose Iglesias, shortstop, Colorado Rockies. And Raiciel Iglesias, right-hand pitcher of the Los Angeles Angels. Also, Johan Moncada, third baseman of Chicago White Sox. That's who you're talking about right there.
He's on the team, yeah.
And Darian Nunez, right-hand pitcher of Los Angeles Dodgers. Johan Oviedo, right-hand pitcher of the Cardinals. Cionel Perez. Cionel. Me llamo Cionel. But inside joke there. Baltimore Orioles. And then you have Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox. George Soler of the Miami Marlins. And finally, capping it off, George Soler of the Miami Marlins. So You got a lot of Cubans in Major League Baseball. They had a lot to choose from, but
they started. They the starters because the Dodgers got another kid, Vargas, who's probably gonna be a starter next year, who they ain't called. So they starters they got, and they're not fellas in the system. They MLB starters, or at least
my favorite
starters with utility man.
My favorite Yankee Cuban player ever, El Duque. Hernandez, the pitcher, El Duque.
El Duque, yes. And then
His younger brother was Levon, who pitched for the Marlins, but El Duque washed up on right down the shoreline from Breezes back in the day when he washed up here. And then they scooped him up and put him on a plane and took him, I think, Puerto Rico, and then he ended up in the United States. The next thing I know, a very happy day today. I am a New York Yankee. Plenty money. Hello, Cuba.
Right.
That was it.
That's right. Yes, he came in right here. That's right. I forgot that.
Uh-huh. And El Duque, I always watched him because of that fact. And he was brilliant, though. He was a legend in Cuba long before he hit the majors, man.
Yes, he was.
If he had defected
One
early.
thing about Cuba baseball is such. There's a baseball diamond in every neighborhood. Not only
every barrio, every neighborhood.
Yeah. So like Chippenham have his own thing, Grandstand have his own thing. Nassau East has his own field. Ridgeland Park has his own field. Regency Park has his own field. Like that. And all of them got teams from T-ball all the way up to Masters. And they go from township to township playing baseball. Kids come out the mother womb, swinging and pitching.
You ain't lie. Carrying a 32-ounce bat
But
and
the
swinging.
next exciting thing the next exciting thing I wanted to just bring up is in 2 days, one of the greatest sporting spectacles will begin. The FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm excited. Number one, Brazil is the team I'm watching.
Well, I got to watch Spain, and I got to watch the UK. I got to watch London.
Well,
I got to watch England.
well,
And then, always watch the Germans too. And Argentina.
And
France.
Argentina and France.
So
And
it
when you look
should,
at
it should be exciting.
The French team is quite the team in France really, they have a lot of sunshine in the south of France because that fella's really tan now. They're really tan.
They're from the colonies, man. They're from the French colonies. That's where you have to go and look.
But this is exciting. This is the World Cup is what the World Cup has accomplished in terms of sports and peace in the world, and people put their guns down to watch the games and all that stuff. You hear stories like that. This is one of the most exciting times. And the thing about it is it's going into December, so it's like it's like you're going into the holiday season, watching the World Cup, and then somebody's gonna get a great Christmas gift or whatever, because it may be a Muslim thing, but be a great Christmas gift. But it's gonna be wonderful to see. They go to Rio de Janeiro with the
Samba.
Man. So it's gonna be kind of cool, It's gonna be kind of cool.
I think it's something that I enjoy watching World Cup, man. It's always fun. Get in the right environment, in the right pub. It's always good.
With the right people who really know the game.
Yes, man.
It can be fun. It can be real fun.
Great environment.
I thought Peter would have called to let us know, to officially tell us that we can safely say that the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers can stick a fork in them. They done for the season.
Like I was telling everybody, their highlight was to say we beat Dallas. That's all it was.
So that was that one lightning striking right there.
That was it. And the whole wad was blowing right there. No more power, no more energy, no more confetti. That firework is a dud.
Boy, that's something else.
But I'll tell you something, though. I'll tell you something else. Vrabel got the Titans playing good old-fashioned Belichick smash-mouth football. No-name defense. Looks like crap when you walk them out on the field. But he got the job done. And by God, Derrick Henry will beat you into oblivion. He don't go nowhere. He's a cyborg. Did you see that last night?
I saw that.
And he had the little touchdown pass as well. I was quite impressed. I mean, they're taking Derrick Henry, and they're really making the offense, concentrated around him in every way, shape, or form. And listen, it's hard taking a dude like him come at you 20, 25 times a game, pounding you by Purdy. You see how he's stiff-arm growing man?
You see that? Ooh. Yep.
He's ragged all them. He's hurt people's children. And in the third and
All
fourth
right,
quarter,
yes.
in the third and fourth quarter, the defense is tired.
You get his big old mouth just running down on you every minute. What you expect to happen?
Purdy, I'll tell you something.
This dude had a grueling. He had 28 carries for 87 yards. You know how much time how that feel to get hit 28 times?
That's what I'm saying.
I just hate how this big time he'll look like he can anything.
But Purdy, let me tell you something. Don't knock this, but if y'all face Tennessee in the playoffs, I'm not saying they'll beat you, but that's going to be a hard game for y'all because they'll keep your offense on the sideline with that running game. And they will pound you.
Our strength right now, our defensive strength is the run, stopping the run. That's our strength.
Yeah, Derrick
Our
Henry.
problem is
Hold on, Purdy.
we shut it down quick.
Derrick Henry's strength is mashing up defenses that come in and say they're good against the run. When you say that, then he usually later the box score. Derrick Henry, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no.
No, but we've done pretty good against the run, and I'm not saying that you can't maybe stop him, but you hope to contain him, and that's basically, and we've done that when it's necessary. We've been as necessary. We've done that, so that's fine with me.
All right. Well, we got the final 10 today, so we got to get to it in short order. We got CBS Sports with the bold predictions today, coming up for the final 10 going home, but. We talk baseball. Let's talk some NBA before we get into the games, Purdy. And
you know what? I don't have any desire. It's like, oh man, the Lakers got me so discouraged, so uninterested in the NBA right now.
Listen,
I've never been like this. Even when
Purdy,
the crappy lottery came, I was like,
Purdy, let me tell you something, Purdy. Purdy, let me tell you something, Purdy. Just glance over from time to time at the 9-6 Memphis Grizzlies.
I saw a highlight reel of him the other day. I was like, that was like, yeah, okay, they give me a little light to see. Oh, Lamar Odom said the Lakers took you call Lamar because Lamar sounds like he's talking to you. Say the Lakers should trade anyway, let me be nice. LBJ.
I told Lamar not to talk it, but Lamar's his own man. And he's still my friend. He's still my boy. Everything cool.
And the good thing is he wasn't at that house. He was at, he's at a respectable place.
Right. And you'll never know who will be in the back of Joker's Wild in the green room at the comedy club. You never know which celebrity comes to Atlanta to the show and we end up having a conversation. About 2 weeks ago, I spoke to Lamar.
Okay.
And he said he's going to push the issue, and I agree with him. He needs to trade LeBron. Trade Westbrook and make that work. And then go ahead and trade LeBron too and make that work and surround things with Anthony Davis. Or if you really want to just totally implode it, trade all of the petulant behinds and just go young for the next couple of years with a plethora of talent you bring in the trades and the drafts that you get from Mitch. And you're out of salary cap purgatory and you're good to go. How's that sound?
Let's just do it, man. Because right now...
Let me tell you how much the Lakers suck this year, Earl. Let me tell you how much the Lakers suck, okay? The San Antonio Spurs, who are intentionally trying to tank for Victor Wembanyama, are 3 games better than the Lakers. Lakers are at 3-10. Horrible.
Really?
And no end in sight. No end in sight. So I don't know. This could be a long supper for the Lakers. NBA action tonight. You got the Heat and the Wizards at 7. Hornets and Cavs at 7:30. Bucks and Sixers at 7:30. Magic and Bulls at 8. And then later on, you got the Pacers and the Rockets at 8. Thunder and the Grizzlies at 8. That should be a decent game of youngsters running up and down. Nuggets and the Mavericks. I like it. Jokic against Luka. That's a nice game right there, Pearly. 8:30. You got
took one on the chin last night, didn't they?
Yeah, you got the Celtics 12-3 taking on the Pelicans. You got 9 p.m. game as well. You got the Suns taking on the Jazz. Jazz at 10-6, surprisingly. Knicks taking on the 6-9 Warriors at 10 p.m. Pistons 3-13 against the Lakers 3-10 in a battle of putridness.
Cellar dwellers.
Garbage truck juice. That's what they are. So, yeah. And they're horrible. And they brought it on themselves. I have no sympathy for them. I have no no compassion. They did a bunch of fool.
Yeah.
Bunch of fool. All right, Purdy, 5:41's the time. Let's check out the NFL. Because we got the Final 10 coming up today. CBS Sports, bold predictions. So let's go on in. Let's check out the NFL schedule for the weekend there, Purdy.
Okay.
Last night,
Ready?
I was wrong. I went with the Packers. I thought, Rodgers was going to get it going in the cold.
I remember the Packers too.
Get it going in the cold environment of Green Bay. You know what I mean? And get it going at Lambeau Field. But obviously that was not to be because Derrick Henry imparted his will on that Packer defense. And they were totally frozen in the fourth quarter. Couldn't do a thing.
Yep.
So let's look at the games on the weekend.
Okay.
You have the Bears and the Falcons. I like the Bears to get this done in the Dome,
Me too,
I like Justin Fields to show out.
Even though the Falcons are a field goal favorite, I like the Bears to take this one.
Panthers and the Ravens. I like the Ravens to win this one.
I like the Ravens.
Browns and the Bills. I like the Bills coming back after taking the L. It'll be closer than a lot of people think because there's injuries to the Bills' defense, but I still like the Bills to get it done.
I like the Bills to get it done.
Commanders and Texans. Commanders, if they got any inkling of trying to make the playoffs, they got to beat teams like the Texans right now, and I like them getting it done. I think they move to 6-5 with a win against the Texans. Now listen, I told you yesterday the upset bird is swirling. Jonathan Taylor is back full 100 for the Colts. The Eagles are horrible against the run. Sue's not going to play because he's not in game shape yet, nor does he have the playbook down. There's a good chance the upset bird may swirl in Indianapolis with the Colts punching the Eagles.
Eagles by 2 touchdowns. I'm talking sugar on the iced tea. The Eagles
Now,
by
listen,
2 touchdowns. You hoping.
Listen, I'm
you
just,
ain't
no,
about
no.
upset boys.
Hold on.
You hoping.
I'm telling you the upset bird is swirling. I picked the Eagles because obviously, to me, on paper, they're the better team. But remember, I tell you, even if, all right, sidebar, they're going to run for a field day against the Eagles. They're weak against the run. I'm telling you, that's why they signed Sue. We talked about it yesterday.
Eagles by 2 touchdowns.
We'll make a friendly wager. I'll take that. I'll take that. Indianapolis plus 14, I'll take that. And you lose. You lose. You don't realize you don't give me too much points with that.
If you're taking the spread, but
right. You say 14.
Still by 2 touchdowns.
All right, Popeye. Still win by 2 touchdowns. No, boy, I'm taking up 14 points. And they ain't winning by 15 or more. Because the Colts can run the ball on them. Jets and the Patriots, man. I like the Patriots to get revenge for losing to the Jets earlier in the year. I like New England to get it done at home. And I like Ramondre Stevenson to be big in the backfield for the Patriots on Sunday.
I know he's strong. I like him, yeah.
The Rams against the Saints. Got some Jameis Winston news. The Rams are in disarray. They got running back issues. They got receiver issues. No more Cooper Kupp. They got quarterback issues. The bottom's starting to fall out on this team. And then some players may start to quit. Your Jalen Ramseys of the world. So I'm going to go with the Saints at home. Giants and the Lions. I like the Giants simply because they're the better team. But this should be a very entertaining game.
It should be a fun game. I love watching the Lions. They're just fun to watch. And anything can happen. If it's close, you'll be in problems. The Giants better stump them.
Yep. Now, the Raiders against the Broncos. I watched a grown man cry at the press conference last week. Derek Carr.
That ain't touch me. And he can cry again this week.
No, you cool, eh? No, but I think it does make a difference. I think him and Devontae Adams get on the same page. I think it's going to be a tight game. Not really high scoring, but I think the Raiders get enough to get it done and win by a field goal on the road, going away.
I think Russell Wilson tired to beat. I think Russell Wilson tired of the criticism. I think he comes to the occasion, and I think he puts up some numbers this week, and he gave my fantasy team some good points.
That is purely based on fantasy needs. Purely based on fantasy needs. Bengals and the Steelers. I like
bye weeks. I hate bye weeks.
I like the Bengals to improve to 6-4 over the Steelers, who will drop to 3-7.
I like the Bengals to start it. I like the Bengals to start putting it on. I like the Bengals.
Sunday night, I like the Chiefs and the Chargers. I like the Chiefs over the Chargers.
I like the Chiefs, but I like the Chiefs. They did 5 point. I like the Chiefs by one touchdown.
Sunday night, on Monday night, 49ers and the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. Boys and Vikings last. We doing them last.
Okay, I got you. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, easy there, Fat Fry. You good? Cardinals and 49ers.
Yeah,
I like the Cardinals at home on Sunday. On Monday night, I like them in the upset.
Now, if there's an upset, this could be it. If there's an upset, to me, this could be it. But I think so. I really think that, and a lot of people are starting to say they think the 49ers, I don't know why, I don't think so, but a lot of people thinking this, the 49ers could be a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
I don't know why people say that.
Clickbait, likes and ratings. Yeah. No.
Probably so.
In the conversation, possibly, but not to that magnitude. All right. I like the Cardinals in the upset, and I like my Cowboys on the road in a shootout on Sunday, simply based on the fact I think we got just a little bit better defense. We get it done. Justin Jefferson is injured. That's going to be a problem. Could be a game-time decision for the Vikings. So they could be with or without him against the Cowboys. Obviously, Dalvin Cook could run against the Cowboys, but at the same time, the O-line has issues. They allow a lot of quarterback sacks and pressures. I think that's where Dallas gets home with Micah Parsons and makes the difference going away. 27-24 Cowboys with a late field goal for the win. And now Pearly will tell you why he thinks we're going to lose.
I'm not going to call this one because I still don't know if the Vikings are 8-1 team.
Which one of the Viking teams can show up? Is it going to be the team that got taken to the wall by Tingham?
If the 8-1 shows up and beats the Cowboys, I will be very apologetic. I will call them in holding Fort, Minnesota, and apologize because I've been riding them all the last couple of weeks. And I got a good friend in town, Alex Schlepper, also the director of admissions from St. John's University.
Schlepper.
I have to apologize to these two young men.
Schlepper?
I have to apologize. Yes, Alex.
Which you used to call him in school,
both
Schleppy?
these young men. Well, he's here for the college fair, and then St. John's actually do give several scholarships to young Bahamians.
Good stuff.
And not just soccer, but other schools as well. A bunch of other schools, government schools, private schools. Once you're good students,
Pearly,
you can get the grades. They will,
There you go.
Anyway,
Well, enjoy your weekend, man.
I don't know. I'm saying I'm gonna abstain from this pick, and I'm just gonna watch this one.
All right, I'll pick for you. Earl's going to go with the Cowboys. All right, so with that being said, man, Purdy, I appreciate your contributions, man. Everybody who chimed in the first hour and in this hour, man. Great stuff, and all week long. Have a safe, blessed weekend. We'll see you back out here on Monday. Lord, spare life. And remember, engage your brain in gear before you put your mouth in motion. That way avoid a big commotion. All right? And remember, be good. And if you can't be good at it. Purdy, go throw something in the fryer, man. Love yourself. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Monday. We going.
Do you want a chance to win one of 5 Yamaha Kryptonite scooters? Do you like the great taste of Frito-Lay chips? Well, all you have to do is purchase chips like Lay's, Doritos, and Cheetos at your favorite grocery store. And you can enter to win thanks to Frito-Lay and the Island Wholesale Scooter Giveaway Promotion. Want to know more? Join us at Value Depot, 20 Williams Drive, November 19th, this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. for a chance to play Island Wholesale Shoot and Win game for instant prizes and a chance to win one of 5 Yamaha scooters. Frito-Lay, distributed by Island Wholesale. Dunkin' lets the good vibes flow with their new Blood Orange Refresher, bursting with flavor. Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers balance bold, sweet blood orange with tart cranberry and a hint of fall spices for a fun twist on a much-loved flavor. Served over ice with either green tea or milk, Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers are loaded with B vitamins to keep you feeling renewed and refreshed. What are you waiting for? The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
It's time to say hello to finger-licking good KFC bites. KFC chicken bites are freshly hand-breaded bites of premium white meat, seasoned with the Colonel's original recipe of 11 herbs and spices. These boneless KFC bites are made by the fried chicken experts and include your choice of mango habanero, buffalo, barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, or special KFC sauce for that grown-up taste you'll enjoy. Dip, dip, hooray! KFC bites, it's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ. It's a battle at the bottom of the AFC West as the 3-6 Denver Broncos take on the 2-7 Raiders. Vegas losing its third straight game last Sunday to the Colts. Raiders QB Derek Carr threw for 248 yards and 2 TDs in that loss, and now he's facing a Denver Broncos team that's giving up just over 16 points per game. Getting a quick look at the current AFC West standings, Chiefs sitting atop of the division at 7-2, followed by the Chargers. And then at the bottom there, we have the Broncos and the Raiders dead last at 2-7. And taking a look at the 2023 NFL draft order, that is if the season ends today, the Raiders are up there with the number 2 pick, Texans with the number 1 pick, Panthers and Eagles at 3 and 4, and then the Jets rounding out the top 5. You can also check out Ryan Wilson's latest mock draft. We had some fun with that yesterday. It's over on CBSSports.com. In the man himself, Ryan Wilson, also a member of the Pick Six podcast, who is giving us his bold predictions for Week 11 in the NFL. Ryan, starting with Raiders Broncos. The Raiders dominating this series in recent years, winning 5 straight against Denver. Vegas is a 3-point underdog. Ryan, what is your bold prediction for this one?
All right, Jacqueline, let's get crazy. So as we sit here, Max Crosby has 70% of the Raiders' sacks this season. 7-10, easy math there. I think he's going to get 50% more than that number against the Broncos. He's going to get 4 sacks against Denver and Russ Wilson. That's saying a whole lot. The good news for Max Crosby is that team is going to come close to sacking anyone. Chandler Jones only has a half a sack. The next closest person is Denzel Perryman, the linebacker, who has a single sack. And again, as you mentioned, they have dominated somehow the Broncos in recent years. Russ Wilson is that, and the bad news gets even worse for Denver, who fans no doubt are frustrated by the way Russ Wilson, this offense, has worked this season. Russ Wilson has been sacked 29 times. That's third in the NFL behind only Justin Fields and Joe Burrow. Denver has the first-ranked offense according to the analytics site Football Outsiders. And while the Raiders have the worst defense, I think that Max Crosby single-handedly can overcome that. And the interesting thing is Max had his highest sack 19 as a rookie when he had 10. If he gets 4 this weekend, and that's the bold prediction, he will have exceeded his season-high sack total 11 weeks into the season. I think the Broncos are a prime candidate to help him get that number. Max Crosby.
Okay, Ryan Wilson is saying, let's get crazy. Okay, I like that. For this next one, we're looking at the Jets and the Patriots. The history, Ryan, of young quarterbacks playing against Bill Belichick, I mean, honestly, it's not great. Zach Wilson, he's 0-3 in his career. Ryan, do you think he's going to break that streak come Sunday?
All right, so here's the thing. I'll start with this. Remember Robert Saleh said earlier this year he's keeping receipts on people who are not trusting the Jets, and then the Jets got red hot. Good news. Now, we got to get through a lot of bad to get to the rest of the punchline here that makes you feel better as a Jets fan. The Patriots have beaten the Jets 13 straight times. Again, not great. Also, no team, this is the good news, no team has won 14 or more straight games versus an opponent since the Patriots did it against the Bills back in 2003. But I think the difference this time is going to be this. This team in New York feels a lot like the 2010 Jets team. And the Patriots, by the way, back when Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez were there, where you have a young quarterback, you lean on the running game, and you lean on the defense. That's how this Jets team has had success this season. They have the young playmakers on defense and Quinnen Williams and, of course, Sauce Gardner. On offense, they did lose Breece Hall, but they traded for James Robinson. They have Mike Carter Jr., who's coming off a good game last week. You mentioned the struggles that Zach Wilson has had against the Patriots. 0-3, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but I think they're going to lean on the run. They're going to pressure Mac Jones. In the game that these two teams played back just before Halloween, 22-17, there were 6 field goals in that game. So it wasn't like the Patriots ran away. And I think the game plan is going to be, like I mentioned, run the ball, limit the mistakes by Zach Wilson, and let your defense just and hassle Mac Jones. Now, the only other concerning issue, and along to the 15 I just previously mentioned, Bill Belichick coming off a bye, he's 15-7. So that's also something you have to keep into consideration. But I'm rolling with Robert Saleh, so I trust him. I think the Jets are going to pull this one out and break that streak of 13 straight losses.
Yeah, that picture of the Jets fan that we always show with the football on his head, it just kills me like every single time. All right, so the Buffalo Bills dropped to 3rd place this week. Bills-Browns game, it's moved to Detroit because of that crazy thunder snow wind. We showed all the pictures at the top of the show. Canceled team practice because of the weather. So it's already been just like eventful already, Ryan. Another bold prediction for this matchup.
I have an extra bold prediction. I'm sort of upset that CBS Sports HQ didn't send Brandon and Tommy out to cover the snow because I know how much they love snow. Tommy's a little better about it than Brandon. Brandon's around when it gets below 65 degrees. So I'm sorry that didn't happen. Perhaps that's a bold prediction for later. But the bold prediction for this time, and it doesn't even feel like it's bold, they're going to beat the Browns. That's not bold. They're going to do it by 3 scores because here's the concern. In each of the Bills' they've lost by a combined. They've lost to teams, who have a combined record of 21-7. And all those losses have been by 3 points or less. They lost to the Vikings, of course, last week, and they've lost to the Dolphins and to the Jets. But the teams that they're beating, and they've beaten some by combined 18 points. That includes a 21-point win over the Rams, a 34-point win over the Titans. They smoked the Steelers by 35. And I think that the Browns are going to be a speed bump in Detroit that gets in the way of the Bills getting back on Allen's elbow. So hopefully he's back on his way to full health there. Look, they played well enough to win last week. That was just one of those demoralizing Bills losses that only the Bills can pull off. And I think they take their frustrations out on the Browns here. And also worth noting, Jacqueline, the Bills haven't scored in the second half or overtime a touchdown in each of the last 3 games. That's going to change again this week in Detroit when they run up the score on the Browns. Excuse me.
All right, and moving along to the Vikings. They're a huge win over the Bills last week. We talked about it. Minnesota on a 7-game winning streak. Now, Ryan, do you think they have a slip-up game here, or do they just continue that momentum against the Cowboys?
Like, I would do the Kirk Cousins dance right now to signify that, but I don't feel comfortable doing that in front of other people. Kirk's a different story. Yeah, no, they're going to keep it rolling. And the issue with the Vikings there's Pat Meade.